Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I'm going to answer your questions and address your topics respectively. If you want to get involved, follow me on Twitter. If not, that's a-okay. Just sit back and listen. That's cool. Maybe you can even minimize this window, do something else with your time, a little bit more productive. There's no way you're conceivably interested in this gameplay anymore. I mean, Jesus Christ, come on. Seriously, though, let's get into these inquiries. Number one, I be Mr. Alex. What is your IQ? Well, sir, my intelligence quotient is actually so ridiculously high that for me to even begin to list the amount of numerals necessary to express it would waste the rest of this video. So I'm sorry I won't do that, but rest assured that I am smarter than you, and I'm not ashamed about it. Etrabro, what does your dream zombie map look like? Usually this would be a pretty difficult question to answer, but honestly, I can say this straight away. Probably the most fun scenario I've had in the last year playing zombies has been when I played Dare Rice, and instead of opening that back door, I just post up against that back door and just keep using my guns until I can't survive anymore. I have the most fun with that. I like the idea of I'm pinned in a corner and zombies are coming. Oh shit, where it's just that last-ditch effort where we have to survive. So I wouldn't say that's my dream map, but as far as the scenario that I find most appealing with the zombie fantasy, it's the whole pinned in the corner, just have a ton of weapons, and you have to survive as long as you can. I like that. It's fun. X Crunch. My birthday is tomorrow, so a happy birthday wish would be legit. Well, happy birthday to you. I am not sure when this video will get uploaded, but happy birthday regardless. DJ the Killer. What is your favorite music genre? I would have to say classical, mainly because I think all of those newfangled idiots who somehow thought that the 60s rock of the 19th, or rather the 20th century was somehow special. Yeah, right, they're just a bunch of hipsters. Get back to Bach, Beethoven, Mahler, all the classical composers. Let's get that back on track, yeah. T Drunner 95. Have you ever pooped on someone's chest? I have not. That's like number 7 or 8 on my bucket list, but I have not done it yet. Updates imminent as soon as I do. False religion, behavioral neuroscience, but seriously, talk about your favorite bands or music and stuff like that. So you don't want me to talk about behavioral neuroscience. I think behavioral neuroscience is really interesting, mainly because I just find it fascinating that specific actions and tendencies and one's demeanor and whatnot can all be tied largely in an empirical way to the respective subsection of the brain that's responsible for that. And I think that's fascinating. I think it's super interesting. Sorry about that phone ringing. But yeah, but as far as the bands and stuff like that goes, just throw on some One Direction, man. I love that shit. Liamers, why do you think depression and suicide is more common now, even though standard of life is better than 50 years ago? I really don't know. I'll have to look up those statistics. That could very well be due to the fact that just the population is higher now, and so obviously the percentage of people who are committing suicide is going to be larger. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to look up the specifics. But one, I guess, example of that is that now our expectations are so much higher. We have been raised in a world of novelty where if we don't see something new and novel and entertaining, 30 seconds after the most recent novel discovery, we get bored. Maybe that's it. Maybe we're just so overly stimulated that we can't deal with a life with, an average amount of stimulation. I don't know. I really can't say. That's all speculation. A. Bacaloo. Talk about ghost stories. I'm sorry. I don't have any good ghost stories to tell you or anything, but I can say that I'm just not entertained by supernatural scary stories or ghost stories for the most part. Sure, if it's like just a standard suspension of disbelief kind of thing where I have to just accept that a ghost exists, that's fine. But as far as like actually being frightened or something by the supernatural, I'm just not. It's one of those things like I'm scared of murderers and rapists and scary people, but not so much ghost stories because they're not real, and it's okay. It's just I don't know. X Crunch, another question again. Rant about Halloween. I have no rants about Halloween, sadly. I thoroughly enjoy the holiday. Candy's a great thing, but even better is just the way it gives all women an excuse to dress just like absolute whores, and we all love it. We all enjoy it, and hell, more power to them. I probably should have silenced my phone after that last text, but I didn't learn my goddamn lesson. But regardless, I'm a big fan of Halloween, and if you want to dress slutty, my god, more power to you, girl. Nate DeGrady. Why do people have foot fetishes? I don't know, man. I guess I guess that you'd have to ask someone with a foot fetish that, because for me, I'm not a big fan of feet. They tend to smell, they're sweaty, they're sticky, they're just not very attractive body parts. So for me, I can't explain it. I don't have a foot fetish. You'll have to find someone who does. I apologize. I'll try and develop one, maybe. I don't think that's going to work, though. But if I do somehow succeed in developing this fetish, I will get back to you. Sahur, a la Twitter versus Facebook comparison. I don't use Facebook anymore, and as I've said before, the primary reason I don't use Facebook, I can say as much as I want that it's because, I hate Facebook and it's evil, but the biggest reason I don't use Facebook is just because I have this job on YouTube, and it takes up a lot of time online. I spend, more time than you would think, despite my low, quality, low effort videos, and I spend a lot of time with this shit. So, I didn't want to have a Facebook as well because I knew that my life would just become completely monopolized by the internet. I didn't want that. So I guess Twitter, I prefer Twitter just because it's simpler. But, Facebook, you enjoy it, more power to you, whatever. If you're not constantly spending a ton of time online or you don't have a job like I do where you have to spend time online, Facebook is fine. Just, I guess, use it wisely because despite the fact that so many employers constantly search through Facebook profiles and images and histories and all that, people still seem to put up dumb shit all the time. So I guess that's going to be really unfortunate when the president in 2050 has a bunch of pictures of himself, engaging in lewd sexual actions on whatever the manifestation of Facebook is at that point. So, yee. Tuvzak, if you owned a farm, what would be living on it? If I owned a farm, what would be living on it? I guess cows. Everybody likes to eat cows. Additionally, if I had something like corn, I could survive a little while. Stockpile my corn if there was a zombie apocalypse or something and be okay. But it's not going to last that long. Whereas with a cow, Jesus Christ, if I can just put a few of those cows in the barn or some shit, I can just kill those slowly as I feed them their shitty food, and we can have awesome beef for as long as is necessary. That sounds like the clearly better option to me. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Red Blood Sierra, YouTube partnerships and contracts. Tell me what you think of them, pros and all sorts, and their flaws. I only have my contract, so I can't really judge other people's contracts. For all I know, other people's contracts are like, for every view you get a gram of diamonds or some shit like that. I don't know. But it's really just too broad of a topic to address because unless you've been into the YouTube game, you really don't understand the vast differences in the potential contracts you could receive depending on who you're a subsidiary of. Don't want to talk anymore about that. Pretty boring. 27 Hector, moving to the USA. Well, that is awesome, sir. I hope you have a wonderful time in this great country that I have spent the entirety of my life in, aside from a few vacations, of course. But, the biggest thing I can tell you as a tip is try to gain 20 to 30 pounds before you get there, just to make sure that there's not some weird kind of transition, because if you are too skinny, Americans will point you out and laugh at you. I don't want to be mean, but that's true. Try and get a little bit overweight before you get here to try and keep up. Pro Nanner. 11 to 13-year-old girls pretending and acting like they are older than they really are. I can't really talk about this because believe it or not, my stockpile of 11 to 13-year-old girls who are my friend is just not very big. Sorry, I just don't have that many 11, 12, 13-year-old friends who are girls. Sorry about that. But I don't exactly know what you're discussing or referring to right now. Maybe if I were in middle school as a guy right now, I would have some idea what you were saying, but I don't. I apologize. Sorry. Jason Derulo, Junior Y. What do you think the future will be like in 20 years? Well, I can guarantee that if I'm not dead yet, that I will definitely be over 40. I can guarantee that for sure. I really don't know. The future has so much to show. I have no idea. It's just I can't even tell you what the future is going to be like in 1 year. For as far as I know, just crazy shit happens in a Yeti vast exodus to the United States could ruin the human species here forever. So I don't even know. It's all speculation. So. That's the end of this one. Hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, then, once again, why the hell are you listening this far? It's already almost 10 minutes in. Did you really take this long to figure out you don't enjoy something? If that's the case, then you're an idiot. So, I love you, and I hope you enjoyed.